Oh, hello, dear viewer. It's nearly Christmas time, and I was thinking to myself, I'm a merry fella. So why don't I get some Christmas spirit on and play Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge.
Tim Burton's The Nightmare.
Let's talk about Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge for the PlayStation 2. It's a beautiful game that I don't like to play. This game has those wonderful songs from the movie playing while we grind our way through repetitive battles. What I'm getting at here is this game looks and sounds great, but the gameplay is whack. Oogie's Revenge was developed by Capcom, who's known for creating great action games. It was also published by Buena Vista Games, who also released games like Kingdom Hearts and Epic Mickey. This should have been a dream team. I imagine BBG calling up Capcom and saying something like, "Whoa, slow down on the fun aspect there. Those graphics could use some more work." Or, "Yori tanoshi, desu o sagashimasu, yori oku no graphics." Because Capcom is Japanese. On that note, Japan got this game a full year before North America. The original film had a great set of voice talent that included Paul Reubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, and Danny Elfman, musical composer and member of the band Oingo Boingo. A decade later, most of these voice actors did return to reprise their roles in this game sequel to the movie, Danny Elfman being the exception. This was around the time that he was probably working on Big Fish. Probably. I don't know Danny Elfman's schedule. That guy has a lot of credits on the Internet Movie Database to dig through. This game did a great job at getting most of the original voice talent back and should be praised for this. Bravo, Buena Vista Games. That was a good call. The graphics and sound effects were also created to the highest standards of the PlayStation 2 era. Listen to the doctor's electric wheelchair during this in-game cutscene.
Exactly, Doctor, exactly! That settles it. I'll head out in search of more new discoveries for next year's Halloween.
Little things like that can really add up to a quality product. As for the graphics, everything is perfect. The characters all look and move the way we would expect. The first Oogie battle is against a shadow version of the character and it looks awesome. There's also the Tim Burton twisty hills and sand snakes throughout the game. They're pretty cool. See? Now I just want to watch Beetlejuice. With all of this effort put into the sound and visuals, what have the writers got for us? Let's see, Lock, Stock, and Barrel, my favorites. Bring back Oogie who kidnaps Sally. Did they just Mario this story? Whatever. It's not an RPG or anything. I usually skip the plot stuff anyways. This is not a big deal. What does bother me is the gameplay. Throughout this game, you'll be whipping around your 25-cent grab hand toy known as the Soul Robber.
Coal robber!
Soul Robber!
Coal robber! Coal robber!
Soul Robber!
Coal robber!
Soul Robber!
Coal robber!
Soul Robber!
Coal robber!
Jack won't shut up about this stupid weapon, so let me tell you how it works. You can whip enemies with it, or you can whip grab enemies with it. Both of these moves can be charged up and can be comboed a little bit with some button mashing. At first I thought the grab move was a neat little attack because after picking up an enemy you can whip other bad guys with them. That's sweet! Hitting enemies with other enemies so that two or more bad guys are taking damage at the same time. Except that the guy getting hit doesn't actually take damage. It looks like he does. He'll fall down and get pushed back, but I tested this in the stupid 20 skeleton fight. Only the enemy snared in the whip takes damage. That's false advertising. Okay, so we have our two snot string attacks to get through the swarm of enemies. Defeat an enemy causes it to disappear and leave these, let's call them spooky coins to be collected and spent later. But there's a problem. You can't attack and move at the same time. As soon as you press one of the two attack buttons, Jack stops in place and whips whichever enemy has the pointer over its head. You have to stop attacking to maneuver towards the coins or away from the enemies or towards the enemies, and you can only target the one that is closest. If the tougher baddie is behind the other guys, you'll have to disengage the battle and circle around to get to the rear of the enemy formation. There is almost no strategy here. Smash attack buttons and occasionally move backwards to get out of range. There is no dodging. Let me repeat that. There is no dodging. Your attacks get stuck in a combo due to button mashing and they can't be interrupted to do something like, move out of the way. There are upgrades to the Soul Robber. Soul Robber!
Coal robber!
Soul Robber! But I didn't get that far into the game. I learned later that there are cheat codes to get these upgrades and I probably should have used them. After the story parts and gaining the gooey snot mace, we get dropped into our first fight to teach us the moves.
Oh! I don't believe we've met. I'm Jack. Jack Skeleton. What? You're not from Halloween Town, are you?
Pretty straightforward stuff, and afterwards we're dropped into the first boss fight. Let's see, it says here when you fill the dance meter, the dance mode begins. Match buttons at squiggle A's to have Jack dance and do some major damage. Oh, okay. Guitar Hero. I'm great at rhythm games. This should be a breeze. Let's see. Ignore these ghost guys, they're pretty easy to dodge. Smacking Oogie gets notes to fill up the gauge. Watch out for the 2 boxes that'll try to drop on your head. Now, the dance part. Okay. As soon as these symbols drop to this low spot, I'll click the correct buttons and start pushing out loads of damage. Huh. Is my timing off? There's a slight delay since I'm playing a retro console on a modern TV. Maybe that's it. I'll try again. Okay, collecting enough notes and getting ready to press those rhythm buttons and... What the hell? Okay, I'll go through this process again. Ignore ghosts, dodge boxes, collect notes. Okay, dance mode again. Oh. I see now. It's not when they drop, like in a rhythm game. It's after they drop, they bounce, and you need to press them here in this zone. That might be my fault for not catching that until the 3rd try. I don't know whose fault this one is. I feel like that in-game description was crappy, but I don't know how it took me 3 tries to figure this out. Whatever, it's over. It wasn't hard, just frustrating. Now what? End round scoring? Man, I hate this stuff. If you're going to judge me on how long it took me to complete a stage, please tell me what I should be aiming for. 13 minutes and 46 seconds is a B? Okay, so what does it take to get an A? 13 minutes? 5 minutes? Wait a second, I did terrible in that boss fight. How did I get a B? See, now I'm mad this game is cutting me slack. Alright, boss is done. What stage will I be in now? Huh. This appears to be a hub area. Okay, where to go next? Nope, not there. Oh, there's enemies, so this must be the place. Oh. Nope, not here. Here? There's enemies here. They're just getting stuck out of the game boundaries and respawning every time I kill them? What is this? Is this supposed to be something later? Because it's broken as fuck now. This is where I looked up a guide. Oh, okay. Talk to this kid at the fountain, then go to the shop where I can't buy anything. Wait, this shop? I was already here and I was told it wasn't open. Ah! Okay, a gate. Talk to people, open it, or not. Wait, it did work, right? Is this a glitch? Whatever, I made it to the hanging tree section. Let's get this game played. It has to get better. Wait, my health is low. Crap, I forgot to drink from that well before coming here. So that's a thing. Whatever. Oh, look at this. Little doghouse. I bet this is to get Zero, that fun little ghost puppy. Oh. Nope. Can't click it. Can't whip it. Must be just background stuff, or maybe it's used later. Just keep going down this path. Who is this guy? I've seen him around. Oh, okay, he has a little introduction and lets you save your game. Cool. I'll just save my process and get back to it. Oh, Zero's yapping at me to teach me some new game mechanics like he did before. What? A short blurb of backstory about characters and stages? That's annoying. Oh, and some wait time to reload the stage. Thanks, Zero. Oh, he's yapping again. This must be for a new move this time. Nope. More backstory blurbs followed by waiting for the game to load again. I'm just gonna stop checking these. Ignore the yaps. It's a constant interruption to your gameplay to say something stupid like, that tree that told you he's the hanging tree is the hanging tree. He's spooky. I'm questioning whether I can keep going at this point when I'm told that I have to go back to the beginning of the stage to get Zero, the ghost puppy. The one I tried to access when I went by the first time. On the way back, we get into the first mini-boss fight. Lock, stock, and barrel summon 20 skeletons to fight you 3 at a time. I died a bunch of times here, no biggie, but when I die I get this continue screen. So I click yes, I would like to continue. Why am I back at the beginning of the stage? I saved at that hat guy. I'll just run past these skeletons this time and get to the tree to restart this mini-boss. Takes a couple of tries, but I get through it, and Zero will lead me to the skeletons that need to be returned to the hanging tree so that they will tell me if they have seen Sally. As dumb as this sounds, let's be clear, this is no worse than any other video game story. Follow Zero. There is no way to control the camera, so just go by sound here. Fetch quest all of these skeletons and save occasionally. Not often though, because it takes about 24 seconds of waiting every time you attempt to save. I timed it. This is like sitting through a television commercial. Well, all the skeletons are returned, now we can talk to the hanging tree to see if anyone knows where Sally is. Or we can get this stupid scoring screen. Don't ignore your own stupid plot. I will full on game rage. You know what I didn't mention yet? This stupid jump move. It doesn't do anything. It's barely even mentioned in the manual. That's 3 out of 24 chapters of this game. I cannot keep playing this. I really did try to get an objective feel for this game, but it's too frustrating. I know there are upgrades and moves that get unlocked later, so maybe, just maybe, this game gets more fun when you get in further, but I am not willing to keep going. This game is officially retired from my playlist and will merely be a game case to look at on my shelves. I'm not going to score this because I've only put a few hours into this game, but here's a breakdown of my feelings about this title. The good. It has nice graphics that fit a Tim Burton world. The music and sound are nearly perfect. The dog yap and the soul robber are overused, but that's not the sound people's fault. The bad. There are glitches with items going outside of gameplay boundaries. The jumping is useless. Well, as far as I played. If it turns out it is useful later, please let me know down in the comments. Fighting is monotonous. Saving the game is frustrating. Maybe later hat guys don't do the talking forever thing. I only saved in that one spot a few times. And finally, I'm not a fan of end of stage scoring most of the time. In summary, it was an hour-and-a-half grind through the first 3 stages out of 24. Having said all of that, if this is a game you enjoy, that's okay. I grew up playing and loving Ghostbusters on the Sega Master System, and that is not a good game. Nostalgia is a perfectly acceptable form of entertainment. If this is your favorite game, I'm sure my experience won't change your opinion, and it shouldn't. You do you, boo. And that's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. It's not for me. Now Christmas is ruined. Now click subscribe. And like. Also, I referenced a Ghostbusters video. Click the link. Watch that video next. You'll probably like it. It's video games. This is about video games. I like video games. Who doesn't like video games? Think about that. God. I'm gonna have to clean this up.